Hey, how's it going, guys? My name is Brandon. Welcome to Audio Addiction, where you can find latest album reviews. You can find our band reviews, and you can find live coverage of the concerts that we get. I've been posting a ton of live sets. If you missed out last week, I posted the entire After the Burial, Casey Strain era, and Make Them Suffer sets, so definitely check those out if you're interested. I'll also be posting Youth Fountains, which I posted yesterday, as well as We Were Sharks, which will be going out on Thursday. I'll also be going to see Dayseeker, Savage Hands, and Palisades, so not entirely sure if I'm going to be getting video or not of that, but you can let me know in the comments if you'd like to see that. And plenty of interviews, album reviews to come. Silent Planet's definitely on my list, and Youth Fountain and We Were Sharks will also be going out not only this week but the following week as well. But tonight we're going to be talking about Ghost Friend's new EP, Tree Speak. For those of you who are familiar with the channel, I did an interview with them about half a year ago, maybe a little bit longer, but they are a local band from Morristown, New Jersey, so I always feel like I gotta rep the New Jersey band, since you know your boy is from New Jersey, so I always gotta show some love to them. Alec had reached out to me in terms of doing a review, so I wanted to try to get that out as soon as I could, in terms of how much time I wanted to listen to it, all that sort of stuff. But I'm gonna go through each track, give you my thoughts and opinions on it, go through some pros and cons, and then finish it out with an overall rating. So the first track is called Diving Bell. This one has that sort of ethereal opening to it, has that ocean sort of sounds vibes to it at the beginning, which I think is really cool. I love when bands kind of incorporate that sort of natural sound into their music. I think that that's always really cool. However, I do feel like the intro does carry along a little bit too long for me. I believe if they cut it in half, the song would have been much better, and would have carried the same sort of weight. Alex's vocals don't even come in until around the 1 minute and 30-second mark, which is about most of the way through the entire track, so I would say a good portion of it is just instrumental for the front half. I also feel like he doesn't do too much in terms of vocals either. I would say mainly it's an instrumentally sort of based track. The energy doesn't really, I feel like, translate well until he starts singing, and then even still, it's kind of hit or miss. I feel like this one is definitely one of the weaker tracks off the EP, just because I wasn't sure what they're going for, whether it be just kind of like an intro track, or if they're kind of going for something, to kind of get the feel of how things are. I just feel like it wasn't well arranged. It wasn't really thought out, in my opinion, and I feel like they could have done more with this one. It has a lot of potential to it, but I feel like just the way that they kept the intro super long, and just the way that the vocals were sitting in the song, I felt like could have been arranged and just thought out a little bit more. So we're gonna move into track number 2, which is Vertigo Go. This one starts off really good. I felt like probably one of the best starts to the record so far, even though I've only listened to one track at the current time. But I felt like there was a lot of potential to this track being really good. However, it takes a really interesting turn after the intro. It becomes more ambient, more open in terms of the sort of first verse of the song. The vocals have this really unique harmony to them, which I think is really good. But I also feel like the song really doesn't come together until about the midway point of this song as well, kind of mirroring Diving Bell. But I also feel like this one has a ton of potential as well. It just kind of, it didn't really jive with me. I felt like there was a disconnect between that sort of first verse, the chorus, and just the intro portion of the track. It's almost as if like the first intro part was thought out, the sort of last half of the record, or last half of the song, was also thought out, but that first verse, I feel like they were maybe kind of struggling in terms of what to come up with. But it doesn't I feel like it doesn't really work. If it was in the bridge, maybe it would have been a little bit better. But I feel like in terms of sonic qualities, they're just a little bit too different and a little bit too far apart for me to really kind of put them together and be like, this is great. I feel like it fits well. Maybe it's just an arrangement thing, but I definitely was not jiving with this one as much. Even as much as Diving Bell, I felt like that one was just a little bit more methodical. This one just feels like really out of place entirely, even with being just that is the first verse of the song. So we're going to move into track number 3, which is Malfoy. This one is one of my favorites, and I feel like they are definitely coming into their own as the end of the record kind of starts. Liking this sort of distinct drumming intro, I feel like this track brings a lot more energy and a lot more vibe to the record, which is really cool because I know that they can write really good stuff, and I was hoping that this one really kind of carry through. I feel like Alex's vocals really set this track into motion. The arrangement is so much better. I feel like it's one of the best tracks off the EP so far. It has a lot of the best aspects of what I liked about the sort of melodic portions of this EP so far, but also still has that sort of aggressive, more punch to the track. It has a bit of edge, but it still remains melodic, which I definitely appreciate. I feel like they were hitting on all cylinders on this track, so I hope going forward they will continue in this sort of direction. So we're going to move into track number 4, which is Blood Eagle. This one is another favorite of mine as well. This one definitely harkens back to one of my favorite bands, Movements. It sort of has a heavier, sort of punchier vibe to it, and I love the bounce and the aggression of this track. I feel like it plays super well with the more melodic things, and I also feel like the way that they arrange the melodies around the sort of more aggressive parts in the choruses, and keeping it real like soft and like really melodic and beautiful in the verses. I think that is just a tried and true thing, and I like that they didn't really kind of mess with that formula. Speaking about being formula, I also feel like this one is formulated way better than the first 2 tracks of the EP, without a doubt. I would put that right up there with Malfoy. I feel like those 2 are definitely the best tracks off the EP. I think that what I had earlier about in terms of gripes, I feel like they really kind of came around and they've made tracks that are really, again, real together, real thought out, but still not keeping, the melodicness and the heaviness distant from each other. They feel very much in tune with each other, which I definitely like. I also feel like this one has the most honest approach in terms of just vocal prowess. It feels very honest and very approachable. And I also feel like just with the sort of more aggressive tonality of this track, you can hear the emotion, you can hear that feeling of Alex singing. So I've always appreciated that about vocals, and I think he does a really great job of conveying that in this track. So we're gonna move into track number 5, which is Split Ends. This one, again, keeping with the solid tracks, I feel like this one has an awesome bounce and a groove to it, and it almost has that sort of pop punk feel to it. I know that they are more alternative and kind of have that emo thing, but when I was speaking to them about doing the interview, a lot of their stuff had, like, especially their drummer, I feel like Justin really pulls a lot from pop punk and that sort of stuff. So you can definitely hear that, which is cool. I also feel like, speaking about Justin, his drumming is really solid in this track. I think it really kind of brings a whole new life to this song. There's a lot more, like a little bit more double bass, but it's tastefully done. It's not like blast beats or anything. I think it really fits in well, and I also feel like this one is a great track that I'd love to hear live in terms of them playing it, because I'd be able to see it hopefully soon, fingers crossed. But I think that this one really works in the whole jive of what they're going for, like alternative rock, kind of pop punk-y sort of sound. I feel like it kind of encompasses all of that. So we're gonna move into the last track number 6, which is 21 Grams. This one is the most recent single. They released a music video, which we shared on our page, so definitely go check that out. But this one is really good. I love the lead work. I think that they do a phenomenal job of just kind of enveloping the track in a super nice way. I think vocally, this is my favorite song that Alec has done in terms of range. I think that he really kind of does everything from that sort of low range, which, again, I feel like a lot of vocalists don't really do, or if they do, they don't do it too well, and I feel like In Alex's case, he does it super well. He's got an incredible range, so definitely like that. I also like that there is some variation to it. It's not just, the mid vocals. It's not just low vocals. It's not just, harmonies and like, falsetto-y sort of stuff. I feel like there's a nice blend of all of it together. And it really kind of rounds out what Ghost Friends is, in my opinion, and I think it is just super well structured. I think it's a great single to lead off the record with, and I definitely like this one a lot. So we're gonna go through some pros and cons. I think vocally, Alex has a very unique vocal prowess, as I've been mentioning a lot in this review. I think he really brings uniqueness to the table that I really don't hear in a lot of other vocalists, and I know that he doesn't primarily draw from that sort of alternative sort of vibe of music, but you can definitely hear that sort of stuff in his vocal abilities, but also you can hear a lot of other sort of influences in terms of that. I think versatility wise, I would say the latter half of the record is super solid. Definitely really good stuff. I think the first two tracks definitely need a lot of work, but they can be good. And I hope that, going forward, they go definitely more Malfoy, Blood Eagle. I feel like they definitely would have something going with that. And another pro, I think they have a lot of potential. I know that I had said that a lot in this review, but I definitely feel like in terms of what sound that they've been going with, where it plays off of that melodicness but still has that heaviness, I really feel like they will follow in a similar vein to that of Movements and those bands alike that even Story so far is going more alternative. I feel like this band Ghost Friends has a lot going for them in terms of that. But this record isn't without its cons. I feel like this one definitely needs a lot of fine tuning. I feel like the two best tracks are definitely Malfoy and Blood Eagle. I feel like those were arranged the best and really shows off a lot of their skills. But they also have two of the worst tracks that I've heard in a good minute, being Diving Bell and Vertigo. I feel like they have the potential to be good. I would say Vertigo definitely has the potential to be good, but it just needs a little bit of fine tuning. I think that they have a lot going for them, and just need that little extra little thing here and there that would really make their sound a little bit more collected. And I also feel like a lot of arrangement and structure has a lot to do with that. They could be cutting down in terms of the amount of intro that first song has. I think even if they took that off completely, I think it would still be better off. But if you guys choose to include that in future music, then I would just kind of maybe make it a little bit more simplified, a little bit more thought out. And if you are doing an intro, keep it to like 1 minute and then have like the rest of the song have it be a new song and kind of continue on as that. I've seen so many bands do that, and I think that it's just a way better formula. So my overall rating for Ghost Friends Tree Speak, I'm going to be giving it an 8.7 out of 10. Again, I think it's a band with a lot of potential. It's their first release, I'm pretty sure, so there is a lot of bugs and kinks to be worked out, and I didn't want to be too hard on it just because it's music. Everybody views it at a different perspective, and so I just feel like I should give some positive feedback, but also some feedback that I feel like you could improve on. So check out Ghost Friends. Links are in the description. Please check out their band. I can't rep these guys enough, and I hope that in future releases maybe you'll take some of my critiques into account. But can't wait to see what you got cooking up next. I feel like it's going to be some really good stuff. But if you enjoyed this review, share it, like it, subscribe. It goes a long way. A ton of awesome stuff coming out in the foreseeable future, so definitely be on the lookout for that. Also, I know I don't plug this enough, but if you feel free to, check out the merch store. We have a ton of new merch designs, as well as Patreon. If you'd like to support me there, please check that as well. It's on our website, which is audioaddictionmedia.com. Check all that goodness out, and maybe you'll find something you like. So thank you guys for watching this review. My name is Brandon. We hope you got your fix, and we'll be talking with you soon. Peace. Hey guys, hope you enjoyed the video. Thanks for watching. Of course, if you enjoy what we do, make sure to go check out the other series we do. We do album reviews, we do band interviews, and we do live videos, so definitely go check that out. Hit that subscribe button. It really helps out our channel, helps us grow. Make sure to hit that like button as well. Go follow us on social media. That's all down below. We try to keep that as updated as possible. We also made a new website where we'll be posting photos of upcoming concerts and stuff like that, which you can go check out at audioaddictionmedia.com and come get your fix with us, guys. Talk to you later. Deuces.